What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy JB coming to you today with the review for The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 3. I think this is episode 11, and this episode is titled Exes and Oh No's. So, without further ado, let's get this video started. So with this episode, I'm not going to start it out where it actually started. I'm going to actually start it with the basic bullshit that I thought was just boring and in there just to fill a scene. So it was actually with Candace and what is her fiance's name? Chris. So they were actually looking at a venue, the Gaylord. It's actually one here in Dallas. So they were looking at that, and you know, Candace was going around looking at the place. And for somebody that has a strict budget from her mom and her dad, Candace, you know, has so many demands and all that kind of stuff. And I was actually here for Chris in this whole scene, because Chris's whole thing was, you know, you got to think about the budget. He was telling her how much, you know, he was asking the woman, saying to the woman, say for instance, you got $165,000, and then he was just trying to give Candace the rundown of, you know, how much this is gonna cost and how much that's gonna cost. And then, you know, Candace getting in her feelings, talking about, you know, she feels, you know, I don't know what she said to Chris, but she was in her feelings. And you know, I get that this is your wedding day and you have these big plans and all that kind of stuff, but boo, you are on a budget. So, you know, your mama is giving you so much money and then your dad is only giving you so much money. So you got to, you know, be realistic and shit. And I think that's what Chris was trying to get her to think. Realistically, I mean, I get that you want to have all this stuff, but you got to be realistic with your funds and all that kind of stuff. And then, like I said, she got in her feelings and all that kind of shit. And I just wasn't here for that. Like, girl, you are not paying for this wedding. Your parents are. Now, I can see it if you had all the money and, you know, had, you know, millions and millions of dollars, and this is what you wanted, but you are living on somebody else's dime and somebody else is paying for this wedding. So, again, your ass got to be fucking realistic with this shit. So that's how I feel about Candace and her this nothing ass shit. I mean, I wish her the best with her wedding, but like I said, again, you are on a budget, so live accordingly, boo. All right, so next we get this scene with Michael and Ashley. They're at the dinner, and you know, Ashley's asking Michael about the whole baby situation, because as we remember from last week's episode when they went out on the bowling date with Monique and Chris, you know, Ashley was talking about babies, and then Michael hinted that, you know, he's slowly coming on board with them having a baby. So this week, Ashley asks him about that conversation that they had, and you know, where he's at with them having a baby. But then this week, Michael starts to backtrack on what he said. He's kind of saying now he's not ready for a baby and all that kind of stuff. And I was with Ashley, like, how you gonna sit here and tell Monique and say in front of Monique and Chris that you're ready for a baby, but now I don't know what the time frame is, but for us, a week later, and say, you know, you're not ready for it and all that kind of stuff. And then he gives, he gave what I thought was a bullshit ass answer. He tells Ashley that he wants her to pull back from her mother, which I don't know, but just from looking at the show, it looks like Ashley has pulled back from her mom. And then he says he doesn't want Ashley to be the way that her mom is with their kids. And I'm like, well, that's kind of harsh to say that, you know. I get that Ashley, you know, wants to help her mom and all that kind of stuff, but to say that you don't want her to be the way that her mom is with your kids, I think that was a little bit fucked up. Number one, when you married this girl, you knew all the baggage that came along with her. So I don't know how you can even bring that shit up. And then number two, who's to say that, you know, looking at for Ashley, seeing how her mom treated her and all that kind of stuff, Ashley might not want to treat her, you know, when she has kids and stuff. Most people don't want to, if they're treated horribly or badly by their parents, most people, when they have kids, they don't want to follow the same pattern and routine that their parents did to them. They wanted to be better than their parents. So I thought that was bullshit for Michael to say that kind of stuff to Ashley. So, you know, and then my whole thing is, with Ashley and Michael, I do not see those two lasting any longer than what their marriage is now. I actually see divorce coming very soon for those two. I mean, I don't wish divorce on them, but, you know, just judging, looking at this scene, I don't see those two lasting much longer. Because number one, Ashley is talking about how, for her, she told Michael when they got together that them having a baby was going to be non-negotiable. Well, Ashley, if you can't get him on board with having a baby with you, looks like your marriage might be coming to an end, and you just extended your prenup to 5 years. That might have been a little bit of a mistake to extend that prenup. But, if it works out for them, good. If it don't, I can honestly say that I won't be surprised like one fucking bit that they go for a divorce, because just looking at them season 1, I never thought that they were a perfect match. Well, no couple is a perfect match for each other, but I never thought that those two were a match at all. I thought they would look like complete opposites minus the age difference. So, best of luck to Ashley and Michael going forward. All right, so we get Robin's women's empowerment event, and Ashley is there, Candace is there. Candace is there because she's feeling like she's cool with Monique, but her coming to Robin's event is for her to get to know Robin a little bit better, which I was cool with that. And then you got Giselle there, and I was really hella annoyed with Robin this whole episode, because she kept mentioning Charisse, and her having a 14-year friendship, which cool. That don't mean shit about y'all. That don't mean that she's not your friend no more just because she went to Monique's event and not yours. Like, I really truly did not understand that shit. And her talking about how she felt betrayed by her because she went to Monique's event. But, and this is going to be the one time that I'm probably on Charisse's side, because I really can't stand fucking Charisse. So, like I said, I'm on her side. And I'll tell you the reason why I'm on Charisse's side. The reason why I'm on Charisse's side is because Charisse told Robin flat out that Monique had asked her prior to Robin asking her to come to her event. So Charisse had gave, what's the girl name? Monique her word. So, much like what Monique said last week to Ashley, that if Ashley had given her word, given Robin her word and reneged on him, that she would look at Ashley a little bit differently. That's how I feel Robin should be. Like, Charisse gave her word. So why would she go back on her word and come to be like, oh, no, Monique, me and Robin have been friends for 14 years, but I've only known you for a couple of years. So I'm going to go to my friend that I've known for 14 years this event. Like, no, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to go to the person's event that I gave my word to. And then for her to talk about she's betrayed, like, really? You should feel more betrayed if the bitch just says, hey, fuck you, Monique, I'm going to her event. That's betrayal right there. Robin is childish as fuck, if you want me to be completely honest with you. Like, I ain't gonna feel no way because, if one of my friends say, hey, I'm gonna go to somebody else's, like, hey, I know you got your event this day, but such so-and-so asked me to go to their event on this day as well, and I already gave them my word, and I'd be like, oh, you know what, that's cool. You go there, have fun. I ain't tripping or no shit like that. Now, if you had told me ahead of time that you would come to my event, and then you went to their event, then I would look at you differently. But the way things happen, I wouldn't look at you differently. Now, Robin does have a point when it comes to Karen. Karen agreed to go to Robin's event, but Karen fucking lied. So I got that part. You have every right to be mad at Karen, because Karen, like I said, flat out fucking lied to you about the whole thing. So again, you have every reason to be mad at Karen, but Charisse, I just don't see it. There's nothing to be mad about. Charisse was just honoring her word. And in life, that's all you have is your word. So I'm 100% on Charisse's side and 0% on Robin's side. Robin just trying to find any reason that she can to bitch, moan, and complain about something that is stupid and futile. So that's how I feel about Robin talking about that whole shit. It just really annoyed the fuck out of me because she kept going on and on and on about Charisse betraying her and all this kind of shit. Like, Robin, grow the fuck up, please. You got 2 young boys. Grow up. That is petty and childish as fuck. And so we also get this scene where Robin is out looking at a house that she wants to buy and flip. So she's going in the house, looking around, and she's telling us about how, she wanted to do real estate at one point in time, how she has her real estate license and all that stuff. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. You're boring as fuck, and you're boring me, and this scene is boring me. And then, she's talking about how much the house was worth and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, girl, ain't you broke? Where the fuck you getting the money from for this? Who are you getting the money from? Because like I said, last time I checked, weren't you broke? And I should have said with her women's empowerment event, she was talking about how, she doesn't want women to be in the same situation that she was once in. I know what she's talking about. She's talking about she doesn't want women to be broke and all that kind of stuff like that. But Robin, the reason why you were broke is because you trusted a friend that ended up fucking you over in the end. Most people don't do that when it comes to large lump sums of money. Like, who the fuck gives somebody a large amount of money and tell them to invest it in something? If I haven't saw your stock portfolio and all that kind of shit, I ain't giving you one penny of my money to invest in shit. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Like, if you come at me with a business dealing, nope, I'm not giving you my money freely. We're gonna have a lawyer involved in this shit. We're gonna have a contract involved in every step of the way. Like, I'm just not gonna freely give you buku amounts of my money to fuck over. Hell nah. So like I said, back to what I was talking about with her in this house, I'm like, where are you getting this money from? And then she's talking to her mama and telling her everything. So I'm guessing she's getting the money from her mama. Is that right? Whatever. Robin, like, oh God, I just can't with Robin. Please, if there is I know there is a season 4. Season 4, do not bring Robin Dixon back again. Boot her completely from the show, bitch. Bye, Robin. Hell, they can even say bye, Gizelle, but more so bye, Robin, because Robin can't with you. Cannot with Robin. All right, so we get Monique. Monique is at her house with her daughter, and she's letting us know now. She said that Chris is a football coach. So now that football season is over and all that kind of stuff, there's no practice and all that stuff. He's more hands-on with the kids. So this is where we actually get introduced to Sherman's ex-wife, Kendall. And if anybody who watches my video or is watching this video, if you watch Forrest Rock's video, she actually said last week why she felt like Sherman and Gizelle broke up. And this episode kind of puts it more clearly that might actually be the reason why Sherman and Gizelle broke up, because of Kendall. And Kendall, well, not Kendall, but Sherman might have got word that Kendall was going to be filming with this show, and he probably wasn't here for it at all. So that put a damper on his relationship with Gizelle. So Kendall comes over, and she's walking the dog with Monique, and they're talking about Sherman and all this kind of stuff about they've been divorced for 4 years and all this kind of stuff. And then here's what threw me off was when Kendall was talking about finding out about Gizelle and Sherman dating. She said she felt disrespected because she had to find out that Sherman and Gizelle were dating through her son, because her son came back and told her, hey mommy, I saw your friend over Daddy's house. Now Kendall said it herself when Monique said that Monique let us know again that she knows Kendall through Charisse, and that Charisse told her that Kendall and Gizelle were friends with each other. But Kendall herself said we were friends, and then she lets it be known that they're not friends with each other, that they just know they have mutual friends with each other. And then so when she says that she felt disrespected that Gizelle didn't come to her and tell her that she was dating Sherman, I'm like, how the fuck do you feel disrespected if you said you and the bitch ain't even friends with each other? Like, y'all not best friends, y'all not close friends, y'all not any kind of friends, y'all just know each other through passing. So you expect for this woman to come here and be like, oh girl, guess what? I'm dating your ex-husband. Girl, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like, I thought that was mad stupid. How the fuck are you feeling disrespected if this bitch is not your friend and it's not somebody that you hang out with and somebody that you know? Like, she ain't got Gizelle didn't have any reason to come to you and tell you that she was dating Sherman, because again, that ain't none of your business. Get the fuck out of here. And then usually I'm here for Monique, but with this whole thing with Kendall, Monique is messy as fuck. Like, we can't even really just call Ashley messy no more, because Monique is just as messy as Ashley. Monique just like to play, like she's innocent and all that kind of shit, but you are far from fucking innocent bringing this girl onto this show. And you can clearly see that Gizelle had no idea that this girl was coming on the show, and you can clearly see that Charisse had no idea that she was coming on the show. And I'll get into that in just a few minutes, why I feel that way. All right, so we get Monique's event. It is the Human Growth Foundation. So all the girls are there. We have Monique's friend that we met last week that she went shopping with her and her mom. You got Charisse there. You got no, you don't have Ashley. You have Charisse, Monique's friend, you got Karen, and then you have Kendall there. Since Ashley decided not to come, well, Monique was like, well, she had an extra ticket, so she invited Kendall there. And then once Sharice sees Kendall there, Sharice kind of getting her feelings because like she was like, damn, Kendall is my friend and you invited her and she didn't know it. And then, when they had the Hurricane Harvey stuff, Sharice was like, all of her friends were there that she's introduced Monique to. So this is starting to explain why Monique and Sharice are not talking to each other right now. And I'm actually kind of here with Sharice. Damn. Who would have thought I would ever be here for Sharice? But so like I said, Kendall's there, and Karen comes in, and then Karen invites what's his girl name, Kendall, to her old Huger charity event that she's having, and all the girls are like, you are inviting Sherman's ex-wife, who is at that time I guess they're thinking that Giselle and Sherman were still together, but they're like, you inviting her to an event that Giselle's gonna be there at. And I'm like, god damn, Karen, you been messy as fuck. Like, you talking about you don't want any drama or nothing at your event, but you just invited drama to your event by inviting this girl there. And so they're all talking about Karen's event at this table. And so basically Karen wants them to make out a check to her Icon hairline. And I'm with the other girls like, wait. Why do you want me to make out a check to your hair stuff and not your charity? Like, are you trying to get a tax write-off with this shit or something like that? Like, girl, fuck you. I'm gonna make the check out to your foundation, okay? How about that? Because if I make a check out to your wigs, your shit better look, on point and all that kind of shit. But I'm still not gonna donate to that shit. And then Karen gets in her feelings and try to go off on Sharice and Monique and all that stuff. I'm like, they made a valid point. Why would they write a check to your Icon hair? And then she was like, they write a check to her Icon hair and then she donates it to the charity. Like, no, bitch. Take this check, I'm gonna write it to your foundation, and then you donate it. Like, it's simple as that. Karen is full of shit when it comes to a lot of stuff. Like, I think she try to play these girls like they stupid and all that kind of stuff, but they not that stupid as Karen wants to believe. They see right through her shit all the time. And so, that's how I feel about that one. I still think it's like major shady and major fucked up that y'all keep inviting this girl Kendall to all y'all events. Like, that's bullshit. Like, say what y'all will about Giselle, but I just don't agree with this whole inviting this girl to every function. Like, really, y'all really are stretching this shit out, and I'm not here for it. But I am here for this reunion, though. I am really interested to see this Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. Okay, and then we get this scene where Chris and Monique are going out for a mani and pedicure. And, Monique is talking about, most people would be surprised to see a man of Chris's size enjoying a manicure and pedicure. I'm like, no. Most men do like getting manicures and pedicures. Shit, I love them. I went and got the one yesterday. I got a manicure and a pedicure yesterday. Like, I love that shit. Like, it's heaven on earth. And I like it just to keep up with my appearance and all that kind of stuff. But it is heaven on earth. So, while they're sitting there, they're talking about Monique's Not for Lazy Moms website that she has. And so basically this whole website is for moms just to post things that basically works for them. It's a network of new moms giving each other advice and tidbits on stuff that, little remedies and stuff that works for them and all that kind of stuff, which, okay, I'm here for it, And then while they're sitting there talking about this website, Chris tells Monique that he just doesn't want her to overextend herself, which I think that's the problem with Monique, is that she's been overextending herself for a lot of stuff that she's trying to do. And I think that, contributed to her drinking and why she had that car accident. And I'm completely agree with Chris. She doesn't need to overextend herself. So he then asks her, when are they gonna have another baby and all this kind of stuff. And she brings up the miscarriage, and I guess Monique's whole thing is that she's just not, she's not over the miscarriage, and she's not really at the point where she wants to have another baby right now. But eventually, she feels like she will have another baby. And I just hope that if they do have another baby, Monique has everything lined up and is prepared for the baby to come and all that kind of stuff. But that's how I feel about that one with Monique and Chris. Hope it works out for them. I hope, her not for lazy moms work out. I hope that they have a baby, a healthy and happy baby. All right, so next we get Giselle. She and Ashley are out looking for a gift for Robin for her women's empowerment event. And they're just sitting there talking about a lot of stuff. They're talking about you know, Monique when Ashley went bowling with Monique. Ashley was letting Giselle know that Monique had asked her was she coming to her event or was she going to Robin's event, and they talked about that, and they also talked about Karen not coming to not Monique. They talked about Karen not going to Robin's event, but instead going to Monique's event and how they questioned it and all that kind of stuff. But this is Karen Huger that we're talking about. The bitch just lies, 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 lies. So why are y'all shocked that Karen lied and said that she was going to go to Robin's event, but flipped and going to Monique's event? Like, y'all know the bitch just want to have any reason just to get dressed up in a ball gown and all that kind of stuff. So why y'all surprised? But whatever. And then, Ashley asked about Sherman because she hasn't saw Sherman in a while. And Giselle just lets her know that, things are over between her and Sherman because she doesn't feel that Sherman is very supportive of her and all that kind of stuff. And she just wants somebody that is going to support her in everything that she does. But she says that Sherman feels like he is supportive of her, which I don't really feel like that's the whole narrative. I feel like it's more they're leaving out with that whole situation. Like I said earlier, I feel like it might have something to do with this whole Kendall coming on the show is what put a rift between Sherman and Giselle just doesn't want to say it. But, I'll leave that one alone. And then, for once in her messy ass season, in her messy ass time on this damn show, Ashley decides that she doesn't want to tell Giselle what she talked about with Monique when they went bowling. And I'm like, really? Out of all the times that you managed to bring up all these other women's business, i.e. Robin, Monique, whoever, Karen, like, this is the one time that you decide to be mom's the motherfucking word? Like, wow, Ashley. This is something that I feel like, if you had told Giselle what happened with Monique mentioning the stuff that happened with Sherman getting pulled over and, getting arrested in the park and all that stuff, this would have been the one time that I think a lot of people would have been here for you. But instead you decide to be quiet. But that's none of my business. And again, realize that's none of my business. But I was really shocked that Ashley kept that to herself. Very shocked. I was expecting Ashley to open her big ass mouth and tell Giselle everything that happened with that whole bowling thing with Monique. But again, not my business and not my concerns. All right, so we get this scene where Robin and Giselle are having dinner before Karen's event, and Robin, I'm like, oh my god, girl, why are you sitting here harping on Karen not coming to your event? Like, I get it, the bitch lied, but you acting like Karen has been motherfucking Teresa this whole time. Like, Karen has lied from day one, so why does it surprise you that she lied? Like, really, Robin? Let it go. The only person in this scene that has any true reason to probably be upset with Karen is Giselle herself, because Giselle is coming to support Karen's event, but then she said that Karen texted her and told her that Kendall was gonna be there, and I'm with Giselle, like, that's fucked up, that's shady and all that kind of stuff. I get that Karen quote told Giselle before she came that Kendall was coming, but why is Kendall coming in the first place? Why did you invite her? You don't know this. Karen said that she does know Kendall. Said that she's known Kendall longer than she's known Giselle, talking about, how the Potomac circle is so small and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, I don't know if it was Monique or if it was Sharice that said it. Why would you invite her to an event that Giselle is coming to? Like, I think that's really, fucked up and all that kind of stuff. Like, you are inviting, you talking about you don't want drama, but you are literally inviting drama to your shit. And, I would have told Kendall, hey, I don't even mention my event to Kendall. I just would have told, I would have just, spoke to her, had my pleasantries with her, and moved on. I would have never invited her to my event. Like, you do realize by inviting this woman and Giselle to your event, you are bringing trouble and drama there. And it's probably coming directly to you and not Kendall. But if the Karen likes it, I love it. But it just wouldn't have been me. I never would have invited her to my event in the first fucking place at all. Like, girl, no, 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 hell no. Not a chance. And then lastly, we are going to talk about Miss Karen Huger herself. So, Karen and Ray, they decided to go out on a date because, Ray has been dealing with his tax problems and they haven't really had time to spend with each other. And I'm looking at this restaurant. I'm like, this is like a fancy ass, upscale ass restaurant. Are y'all sure I can afford this shit? Because, greedy ass Uncle Sam is in your pocket. But if y'all like it, I love it. I'm like, well, first of all, like I said, can y'all afford it? I mean, y'all do realize y'all are on camera, and if Uncle Sam can see y'all at this high-ass, expensive-ass restaurant, wouldn't that hurt y'all a little bit? But, Karen is talking about her, she's doing her fragrance line, and she's also doing her Old Huger charity event that is there to help patients with Alzheimer's. Karen's mom had Alzheimer's. She was diagnosed 3 years ago. But at first they thought that she had dementia, which, those two kind of mimic each other. So it's kind of hard to tell if a person has dementia or if they have Alzheimer's. My grandfather actually, we don't know what he had, but his memory started to fade. We don't know if it was dementia or if it was Alzheimer's. But that's, neither here nor there. And so like I said, her and Uncle Grandpa are having dinner. Is it me or does Uncle Grandpa just not seem that into Karen anymore? I mean, because that dinner date was kind of weird. It just didn't seem like he was really interested in her. So like I said, Karen's mom had Alzheimer's, and then she also tells us that Ray's mother had Alzheimer's. And, she kind of just broke down and all that kind of stuff, which I felt bad for Karen because when she was talking about her mom, because I know how that shit feels. Watching somebody that you love just go downhill and all kind of stuff with their health, because I had to watch my mom go downhill with her health. And, it was heartbreaking, but, I know that my mom is in a better place, no longer here on earth, suffering. So, it's hard, but I definitely could sympathize with Karen and see where she was coming from with that whole situation. So Karen and Ray's daughter Raven is there to support her with this event and all that kind of stuff. And, they're getting ready to get there and all that kind of stuff. And you had some big names there. Well, the only person that I really saw that I definitely knew was Carson Kressley. And I'm like, oh, how did y'all manage to pull Carson Kressley of all people? But that ain't my business. But like I said, he's there. Some other people there. All the girls start to show up. You have Monique there. You have Candace and Ashley there. You got Kendall there. Like, I still don't understand why this woman is around, but I guess it's for drama's sake for her and Giselle, which I think is stupid as fuck. And you got Sharice there with her date, Ray, which I'm like, oh, Sharice is dating. And I'm thinking to myself, she gonna bring her date on here, and ain't she still going through her divorce and all that kind of stuff? But whatever. Again, this episode, I was completely 100% here for Sharice. Who would have thought it? Because Sharice's whole thing is, why invite Kendall around with Giselle? Like, this shit is messy and it's going to end horribly. So like I said earlier that, but Giselle and Robin were at dinner. So now they're getting ready to head over there to just give Karen a piece of their mind. And again, I'm here for Giselle telling Karen off, but Robin, I'm not here for that shit at all. Like, we all know that Karen's a fucking liar. So you got to let that shit go. Leave Karen alone. She lies. But I do feel like she's fucked up for what she did to what is going on with Giselle. I know some people might not agree with that, but that's just how I feel about that. And this episode ended with a to be continued. I think pretty much every episode this season has pretty much been a to be continued. So that was Real Housewives of Potomac. Like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys later for Claws.